Hey there, everyone. Brian Schul with Straight Data Science. So, this one today is going to be pretty straightforward, pretty short. Actually, I would just want to introduce a topic about capacity planning and resource allocation for people working in an office, right? So how many hours are you putting in? How many hours are you billing to your client? And I've encountered this a couple times at a couple different places in my career, and I want to share my findings with you. So basically, what we want to answer this question: Are we using our talent efficiently? Yes or no? Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out. We want to identify underutilized resources. If somebody is working less than 30 hours a week, we want to know that, and we want to spot overloaded employees too. If you're working consistently greater than 50 hours per week, maybe we can rebalance some of that work and shift things around a little bit. So somebody that's at 30 hours a week can take on more capacity, right? And somebody that's at 50 hours per week, they can, just pump the brakes a little bit and just slow down and move some of the work over to another colleague. So that's what this is about. And I've got some notes over here. Which clients are most profitable, or which projects are most profitable? You want to understand that. Are people focused and effective and delivering and executing? You want to understand that. Keep things legal and fair, right? And um, you want to be able to easily redistribute workloads to other people, right? If they have the ability to take on more work. So I've seen this a couple times, a couple different places. I put together a very realistic and very short, sorry, the cat is over here now, very short but realistic synthetic data set here. So sometimes I go online, I look for different things. Sometimes I can find what I'm looking for. If I can't, I'll just create it myself. So I'm going to create this dynamically, Control Enter to run the cell. And we can see here, we have the person name and the hours worked, and then the person, what task are they on right now? What's the focus right here? Hours worked, and then hours worked total. Okay, so hours worked for what is this? Probably hours worked for the week. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, so we are going to create these two data frames. One is data frame total, and that is a combination of, sorry, the cat is distracting me a little bit. Come on, get out of here. Um, the data frames come from here. Okay, DF total, and we do a merge down here. So DF summary to DF total. So it's just merging together two data frames. That's all that is. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control Enter to refresh this plot. I use Plotly in pretty much all of my demos here that I'm doing. I like it a lot. It's very interactive. It's dynamic. You can put the mouse over it and you'll see the information pop up in that bubble right here. I think it's called a tooltip. And then you can see the different tasks that people are working on, and then the total hours logged. So you'll see this a lot in the consulting world, where you have multiple clients that you're engaged with, and you'll bill X number of hours to one, Y number of hours to another, Z number of hours to another client, right? So usually there's multiple tasks that you're juggling at the same time. Or maybe you're just working with one client or just a couple of clients, but you're doing different things, right? So this is a breakdown of all the details of what's being done by each person. And I like Plotly because it's very interactive. You can click over here and turn things on and turn things off, right? So we have the task and the client, but if we don't want to see these details, we can actually click on that and eliminate it. So what do we get from this chart? We can see the total hours worked for George is pretty extensive. He's over 60. So this guy is definitely an overachiever. And this person down here, Bob, is just about 30, probably 35. And you can see the breakdown here in the tooltip underneath, right? And Fiona is being underutilized too. So the whole point here is just to expose who's doing what, where, when, how, why, things like that, just so you have a visual representation of what's being done. And we can literally see that George is pretty much overwhelmed. Fiona is underwhelmed, and Bob is underwhelmed. These other employees are probably just about where they need to be. Eli, I think, is okay. Charlie is a little bit overworked. Maybe we can take some work from him and shift it to Fiona. Dana is probably okay, maybe going over a little bit. Hannah, maybe we can take away one task. This is the pink. If I go down here and hit the pink, so that disappears. I like that, how you can interact with that. So that's report writing for Beta Inc. And again, just made up data, but it represents what realistically what you would see. So maybe we can shift reporting writing to Fiona and offload some of that work from Hannah to Fiona. And maybe here's a purple bar. Is that the one I'm looking at? No, it's a different purple. Where's my other purple? That's a different purple. And that's different. I was looking for this. What is this thing over here? Report writing at Acme Corporation. Okay. So report writing at Acme. Oh, this one should be that. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I was looking at. So maybe we can take this report writing at Acme. This is 19 hours, and maybe we can move that to Bob. So just to reallocate work and shift things around a little bit and just balance it out a little bit. I think it's best for the entire team. It's going to help out George, right? And Fiona and Bob might be getting bored, right? They're just sitting around, um, not really a whole lot going on at the end of the week. Maybe Friday is a very light day. I'm not sure, but anyways, we can rebalance this and just make it more um, just more holistic or more what's the word I'm looking for? Good. There's a word. More better for the team. And ideally, like George has got to know that he's pretty busy. Ideally, you would want Fiona and Bob to take a look at this and level up a little bit and say, hey, Fiona comes up to you and initiates a conversation. Hey, I'm a little bit underused. You can use me more, right? You can give me some of the work. So I can take some from Hannah. And ideally, Bob will level up and he'll say, you know what? I've got some bandwidth. I can take something off of George's plate and just we can reorient the whole thing, right? So the manager of the team can look at this report and say, hey, Fiona and Bob, you guys have to take some of this. But ideally, when this report goes out, Fiona and Bob will initiate the conversation and say, hey, we're going to step up and we're going to take some of this workload. The manager doesn't even have to get involved. That would be ideal, right? But if they see the report and they don't initiate the conversation, then the manager can reallocate for the team. Okay, so basically we're tracking hours about how much work is being done, and it's not micromanagement really. It's more about maximizing billable utilization rates, the burn rate for your budget, preventing burnout, improving margins, and make data-driven people centric decisions. That's what this is about. And it's not to blame anybody, not to blame Fiona and Bob. They're underutilized. They can take on more. How are we going to reallocate the workload to balance out the whole team? That's what it's all for. So that's it. I promise to keep it short. I'm going to wrap it up here. This is not data science. The channel is about data science, but it is analytics, and I think it's pretty interesting, and it's pretty basic problem. But if you just make a couple little tiny shifts, it's going to accelerate the whole team. It's going to help the whole team tremendous, right? So make a small little change here and a small little change over there. It's going to improve the output of the entire team. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.